Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Null Zone. This is the Tarda Zone Talk. Stephen Moffat is back to save RTD as Disney panic. Plus, is RTD actually unhappy about the scheduling? Because apparently he's been liking tweets from fans that have been shown dissatisfaction with the scheduling. And, at first, a lot of fans thought he might have been mocking those fans. But is there discontent with RTD and Disney Plus? Also, a screenshot, a post surfaced that I actually put up on my YouTube channel in the community posts in relation to some of this. So I'm going to read it for you guys. So just bear with me there. I'm going into the community posts here. And I'll read this out for you. Very interesting. So this was put up. I don't know where this came from, by the way, guys. It was just posted up on X. But I'll read it anyway. Oh, yeah. By the way, just before we do start, there was a reason why I didn't stream yesterday. The leader of our country decided to resign yesterday. So I was busy doing a stream on X discussing that, unfortunately. So it did clash because it was out of the blue. Nobody was expecting it, so it caught us all off guard. So I was talking about it yesterday. But let's get into this whole thing here. Oh my God, this is too hilarious. It's playing as the nose on Chris Chibnall's face. Number one, the rumor is Disney Plus is only funding 2 seasons. RTD is aghast at how his specials were taken by the larger Doctor Who fandom and the lack of golden day ratings. Number 3. So what's the plan? Retread his hits in a new diverse format, hoping to capture the TikTok crowd and the woke crowd for Disney Plus. Number 4. The big Disney budget means flashier effects. This can help protect the DEI story or distract from it. A good looking turd sometimes will fool anyone. Number 5. If this money train is to continue, then we'd got to pull out all the stops. Let's bring back Moffat. The new era is T-play and full of this is a fucking awful post. This whole new era is a T-play and hot full cup balanced on a billiard stick. It's a cue, you fucking idiot. Wow, I never realised until all these things started to come into focus. No wonder they pushed the bots, the dismissive tones, and the lack of UK appreciation attitude. It's not about them or us. It's all about the money and subscribers to Disney Plus. They are do or die, but they won't succeed because they are too corrupt. They are too corrupted by the DEI. Can't wait for the discussion. So even though that's poorly written and it's probably written by a little 3-year-old, what they're basically saying there is there's panic. And what do you do when there's panic? Well, let's bring back a writer who was great under RTD, hence why Stephen Moffat is back. But I always said this was going to happen. I told you Stephen Moffat was going to come back. I even said it before any other channel out there was discussing Stephen Moffat. I told everybody that Stephen Moffat was coming back. Nobody believed me. I said he was, and I was right yet again. And I am going to take the praise for it this time and massage me ego and give myself a pat on the back because I was the only channel that was coming out and saying that he was coming back. And I was right. I was right. Anyway, I don't know what you want to read into that, but as you know, Stephen Moffat has been announced that he has written an episode for Shooty's season. There's also rumors that, because it hasn't been confirmed yet, that he's it has been confirmed, isn't it? He's writing the Christmas special as well. Look at RTD needs all the help he can get. Whether Stephen Moffat is the right person to be bringing back remains to be seen. But if the past is anything to go by, the best episodes in the RTD era, a lot of people have admitted, are Stephen Moffat's. So I suppose on that, it's probably a good thing. But this whole thing of rehashing these old things with a more diverse twist, we've already seen that. And I would have to say there's some truth to that because we've already witnessed that. Especially with Wild Blue Yonder, you could tell that he was taking a lot of tropes from his own season and Stephen Moffat's season. So I do believe that that part is true, and maybe he will do it for a more diverse audience. But you know what? You're gonna fail. You're gonna fail. Um, it's simple as that. Nobody wants this bullshit, right? People just want Doctor Who, the sci-fi show. They don't want Doctor Who, the lecturing sessions, or Doctor Who. Doctor Who does biology, or Doctor Who does sex education, right? This is a Doctor Who sci-fi, right? That's what we want. Anyway, yeah, so Stephen Moffat has been officially confirmed, folks, and he will write an episode in uh, in the Shooties era. He also joked about the complaints about the scheduling, but as some eagle-eyed fans have said, RTD has been liking comments from people that have been given out about the scheduling, and this has brought to light how much power does Disney actually have, right? And I think we have been lied to when BBC said that it was only a financial contribution. We've already seen that Disney have stuck their nose in, and I'm telling you now, I've got a horrible feeling that this is not um, under RTD's control, and Disney are calling the shots. And they asked RTD obviously to do it because he has previous with the show. Now they're bringing back Stephen Moffat. There's definitely panic stations at Disney. Disney need this to work because Disney, as you know yourself, they've just another Star Wars disaster is about to happen with the acolytes. The trailer is absolutely cringe, and your woman who's directing it was Harvey Weinstein's assistant a few years back, and apparently she wants this new thing to be more diverse and inclusive to the LGBTQ plus, because it's always about the LGBTQ plus, isn't it? They all talk about equal rights and equal, but yeah, everything is LGBTQ. So Star Wars Disney Plus are going to have another disaster on their hands, right? This is why Disney Plus over the last couple of months and the last year have been buying up other franchises, right, to put on their platform because they can't even create anything themselves that's actually any good. So what they're doing is they're buying up all of these franchises. But unfortunately, what seems to be happening is they're buying them up. They're basically saying, yeah, we'll show them on Disney Plus, but we want creative control, right? So when Bad Wolf Studios came out with that whole thing with the BBC and they said that Disney had no creative input, they were lying to fans. Disney have all the creative input and are controlling what's happening with Doctor Who. They're controlling the scheduling. They're controlling what scenes are put into certain episodes, right? So be under no illusion. This isn't BBC or Bad Wolf Doctor Who. This is exactly what I said it was at the very beginning of time. It's Disney Doctor Who. This isn't the Doctor Who that we grew up with. It's not even the Doctor Who that fans during the 2005 era and onwards grew up with. This is a completely different animal to what we know. Even more different to what we got with the Jodie Whittaker and Chris Chibnall era. Okay? This is not going to be the show that you recognize, folks. It's going to be fantasy. It's going to be all those other things that don't make Doctor Who Doctor Who. This is Disney Who, right? And it's so obvious that it is. All of these things, they leaked the trailer before the beat. No, they didn't leak nothing, right? Disney are doing what Disney are doing. It's their product now, and they're actually promoting their product, right? So everybody needs to get with the reality of this situation. right? It's Disney. It's Disney's now, right? Doctor Who is under the Mouse brand, and it's done. It's finished. This show, it's game over, right? Doesn't matter what happens now, it's over, right? It's under the Disney brand. We know exactly what's gonna happen because we've seen it happen to the Star Wars fandom. We've seen it happen to every other franchise that Disney has put out there, right? It is done. Doctor Who is dead. R.I.P. Rest in peace. Done. When Disney purchase an IP, the death toll for said IP, all they want is DEI and nothing else. Doctor Who moving to Disney only means things are set to get much, much worse. And hello, Noel, and that comes in from Chris Persia. Total boycott. No, we're gone past boycotts now. Look, right, I'm gonna say this, right? During the Chris Chibnall and Jodie Whittaker era, I called for multiple boycotts and nobody would get behind me, right? So I'm not calling for boycotts anymore because the fandom is just like society, right? Unless it affects them personally, they're not going to do anything about it, right? And the Doctor Who fandom right now don't want to do fuck all, right? It's as simple as that, right? They don't want to complain. They don't want to rock the boat, right? They'd rather shill for RTD and Stephen Moffat and pick up the goodies and their 30 pieces of silver, right? That's what they'd rather do than actually fucking fight for this TV show and ask for it to be respected and to be made the proper way. So, no, I'm not calling for boycotts because boycotts don't work, right? Nobody's going to boycott Disney Plus. Sure, Gary from Neurotics has been calling for everybody to boycott Disney Plus, and nobody's boycott Disney Plus. Even the streamers that do the reviews of shows that are telling people to boycott don't boycott Disney Plus themselves because they obviously have Disney Plus to watch these shows, right? So no boycott is going to win. No boycott is going to work. Petitions are not going to work, right? I learned this a long time ago, right? Being in these fandoms and being and all these different petitions that were going around during the Chris Chibnall era, right? They don't work, right? They're pointless, right? Boycotts are pointless as well, right? The bottom line is we don't need to boycott anyway because the audience is nearly non-existent in the UK and Ireland anyway, right? It'll be finished off on Disney Plus, but nobody wants Doctor Who to be finished off on Disney Plus, right? If you're a true Doctor Who fan, you have love for this show, you don't want to see that happen to Doctor Who, right? You'd rather it be just stopped dead in its tracks and put on hiatus if that's the case. We don't want this dragged through the mud, but it's going to be dragged through the mud for at least 2 seasons anyway, right? And we're going to have to sit back and grit our teeth. Simple as that. While we watch the show that we love become even more diluted, more dumbed down for the masses, right? And the Rainbow Brigade that don't have a fucking brain between them all. That everything has to be explained to them on screen like was happening during the Chris Chibnall era, right? That's what you're going to get, right? And then you're going to get goblins and you're going to get more fucking stuff, witches and fucking wizards because it's fantasy now. They said, even the one of the producers said, it's going into the fantasy realm, right? So it's moving away from its sci-fi roots, which New Who has been doing over the years anyway. But this will be blatant. You will see it more now, right? The show is done for. The show is done for. Do you think the Americans will like this era? I don't know. Um, the funny thing is though is that the Americans are more woke than the rest of the world anyway, and that's just the fact of the matter. Um, I mean, even though these Disney shows are doing bad ratings wise, they're still getting that woke audience to watch them because you do see their streams on YouTube when they're talking about it. To them, pronouns and what a person's wearing or the sexuality is more important than the actual fucking story. And this is what we're going to have to tolerate. Well, we've already tolerated it during the Chibnall Whittaker era because that's all we got, right? And it's going to be the same here now, right? It won't be as popular. No, the Matt Smith era was popular in America. Shooty Gatwa's era is not going to be popular in America, and it's a shame for Shooty as well. But Shooty hasn't been allowed to be the doctor by himself because David Tennant's doctor is always going to be lurking there. So you know, this is the way it'll be perceived. When the black man fails, just bring in the old white guy to fix things, right? And that's not the attitude to have, right? They should have gave Shooty his own chance by himself. This whole story arc with David Tennant is absolutely ridiculous and stupid, right? Okay, what you should have just done was kill off David Tennant's doctor, right? End the story. Okay, if you were going to do something that dramatic and kill him off, right? And then start from fresh if that's what you wanted to do. But this is absolutely ridiculous, right? Because the ratings go down. See, this is the thing that'll happen now, right? When the ratings do never fail, right? And when the show actually fails to hit the heights that they expect, Shooty will get the blame, right? Shooty will get the blame, and then they'll just bring David Tennant back or one of the other old doctors because this boy generation now opens up a lot of realms of possibilities. And that's the only reason why they did it. They won't even take the gamble on Shooty Gatwa properly. They have to have their backup plan there, which is absolutely disgraceful on Shooty. Shooty should be given a chance and shouldn't have anything looking over his shoulder, right? If he fails as the doctor, he fails as the doctor. Do you know what I mean? Not everybody is gonna win over fandom, right? I didn't like Colin Baker growing up. I still don't like him, right? I think his doctor is absolutely disgraceful. I just hate everything about and it didn't help that the actor was a bit of a prick as well, so I didn't like him as an actor either, right? But I like Shooty, right? And I want Shooty to succeed because he already has an uphill struggle because some people think he was just cast because he happens to be a black man. But I think he was cast because he actually has talent. But he's not going to be able to express that talent because as soon as he puts a step wrong, the David Tennant thing is going to be hanging over his head. It's absolutely ridiculous. They don't even have confidence in their own fucking doctor. Right? So this show is dead. We're gone past boycotts, right? We're gone past boycotts. The fans already have boycotted anyway by their millions, right? The UK audience have voted with their remote controls, right? Doctor Who no longer has the power in the UK that it once did, right? It's done, right? It's dead in the water. And they've only themselves to blame, right? RTD should have kept his mouth shut, stopped with his political nonsense, and just concentrated on his writing. Because I can tell you now, his writing hasn't been up to scratch. Right? His writing hasn't been up to scratch. Right? It should have been so much better than what we got. And it should have been celebrated the 6 years. Not a personal RTD fucking ego massage. Oh, I bring back David Tennant. I bring back Catherine Tate. They'll never learn. Right? And bringing Stephen Moffat back, right, without even actually admitting it, right, is them admitting that they failed. Right? It's as simple as that. And anybody out there looks at it a different way or tries to defend this and say, oh, no, RTD's do fine. It's just great that Moffat. No, they're lying through their teeth. Remember, 30 pieces of silver is what these shills will take to say anything positive about what's going to happen with this show. Right? Okay, we have the usual suspects, as usual, coming out and defending the scheduling. Right? But I will say this, RTD has been liking the complaints. Now, I thought he was mocking, and he could be still mocking those fans, because I brought it up. Is he mocking fans by liking the comment? But then someone made the point, and then I seen something else. Apparently, RTD is not happy with the scheduling. So if that's the case and he's not happy with the scheduling, then that proves that Disney Plus are controlling things here, right? It's Disney's Doctor Who. That's what I said. It's Disney now. We were lied to back then when I think Lee was on. Problem being's in the chat there now. He'll be able to back me up on this. I think myself, himself, and there's someone else on the panel with us, I think. And we watched the press conference. We watched the press conference, right? Yes, you did. Because you were on, because when we watched the press conference, you even said then there was something not quite right there, and you called it. Before anybody, even before me, you called it. I could put me hands up and say that. You called it before me on this chat. You called it, right? But it's the truth, folks. BBC have no input. Bad Wolf Studios have no input. This is all Disney. Right? And it looks like he might be a bit pissed at the scheduling. And if he is, then it means then, okay, he has some limited power, but he doesn't have the power that we think he had. And if they've decided to go over his head and bring in Stephen Moffat, do you think that's going to go down well with RTD? Because when he came out and said, "Oh, I can't wait for the 2 episodes," and 2 episodes on the same night, RTD replied back, "Get back in your box, Moffat." Now, it could have been a joke between two friends, but what if there was a little bit more to that? It's RTD expressing his unhappiness towards the fact that Moffat has been brought back in over his head. Last week, as you know, I did a stream here and I got very upset again. And I said I never wanted to I never wanted to feel like that again. Right? And I'm just going to tell you now, these last couple of days have really been a help. Because I know now in my heart and soul that RTD doesn't give two fucks about me. Disney doesn't give two fucks. So why should I care? And I have to stop because I'm not getting upset over this show anymore. They've made it clear to us over the years that this show isn't for us anymore. But I'll be here and I'll watch it because I want it to be an absolute failure. I don't want Disney actually to have a hit. So I want it to fail. And I'll openly say it. I hope it fails. Right? Nobody deserves Doctor Who, especially these people that they're pandering to right now. The show should be put on hiatus and it should be left there for at least a decade. Well, as I said, for me, my connection with Doctor Who is I'm not trying to say it's different to anybody else's, but this show and RTD, as I said, saved me life. It's quite. That's what I mean. It's people think I love coming on here bashing Doctor Who. It's difficult to do that for me because RTD actually did save me life. I just wish he wasn't a horrible fucking human being because I tell him. Because I remember when he was announced, I told you all if I ever met him, I thank him. I thank him for saving me life. But now I don't think I actually would thank him for saving me life. I think I'd actually give him an earful. What you doing with fucking Doctor Who? But that's why it means a lot to me. And I know it means a lot to you, Jack, and other fans out there. And for you in your situation, yeah, if the showrunner of the show is going to tell you to F off, of course, yeah, you're going to feel all those feelings. But yeah, obviously you can break away from it more cleanly. But yeah, I won't be well, that's not a full trailer. They are doing a trailer. There's supposed to be a proper Doctor Who trailer coming. Of course, we will review it. But I'm not, as I said, at this stage, it doesn't matter what they throw out because, the lack of promotion tells me anyway that they already are in panic mode and they already know that this is going to flop. So if they don't even have confidence in it, why should we? So, yeah, again, for Jack, it's obviously I understand it's harder for you because you grew up with the RTD era. I had Doctor Who before that, obviously, but I was grateful that he brought it back. And as I said, if that show hadn't come back at that time, I wouldn't be here talking to you today because I was at really low ebb and a low point in my life. I wasn't in the best position either. I was practically out on the streets. Was out on the streets at some point of it. It wasn't the best time of my life, but seeing that Doctor Who was coming back again gave me a reason to live, believe it or not. So I'm grateful for that. But again, I wouldn't be going and thanking him now. I'd give him an earful and say, "How dare you speak to your fans like that, especially the fans that grew up with your era in 2005? Like the way you've just dismissed them is absolutely disgraceful." So, but yeah, every Doctor Who fan now has to face the reality. Those that are actually saying that this is still a Bad Wolf BBC production, you need to get your heads out of the sand. The bottom line is this is Disney Doctor Who, and it's being framed as Disney Doctor Who anyway. It's just that some have chosen to ignore that. But this is definitely Disney, and we know what happens when Disney get a hold of a franchise, right? So you just have to look at Star Wars, and you already know where this is going, folks. Okay, it's over, right? Doctor Who is dead, right? Doctor Who ended with Peter Capaldi. Everybody is right. Well, for some it ended before that, but for me it definitely ended with Peter Capaldi. I'm not going to dismiss Peter Capaldi's era because some people found it woke. Right? To me, compared to what we've gotten over the years, it's the least fucking woke era of fucking Doctor Who that we've had since then. So, and I can forgive some of the stuff in that because that was BBC pushing the agenda, not necessarily Stephen Moffat. And I judge Stephen Moffat too harshly, right? But I've always said it. I liked season 8, even though people had a problem with it. I loved season 9, and I thought season 10 was really sweet. And I did really enjoy season 10, and I loved the dynamic between Bill Potts and the Doctor, right? So Doctor Who ended with Peter Capaldi for me. And, if there's any doctor to stop at, Peter Capaldi is not a bad doctor to stop at, to be quite honest with you. I'll go into this area now, hoping for Shooty. Look, no matter what happens, right? If the writing ends up being shy, I just hope the one positive is Shooty got one. I hope that he delivers the performance because I wouldn't like it to be another situation where, another actor or actress taking the role and they're not liked or they failed. I don't want to see another failure with the actor. So I'm rooting for Shooty, really am, and I'm hoping that his performances, right, is what people can say, yeah, his performances are great, but everything around him is absolutely muck, and put the focus on RTD. So that's why I want Shooty to do well, because then all the focus will be on the person that it should be fucking on, which is RTD. Remember, we all got distracted. We all got distracted by Jodie Whittaker, right? When in fairness, we should have been pinning all the blame on Chibs. No, not all of it. Of course, they're both equally responsible, I suppose. But my focus was more on Whittaker because she couldn't keep her mouth closed. Whereas if I had to put more focus into Chibs, and I did focus on Chibs, but I didn't put enough focus on Chibs. And that's what I should have done. And this is what I'll do here. I'll be putting the focus on RTD. We all wanted Jodie to do well. See, that's the thing. Even though we had our disagreements with her being cast, that first episode we all tuned in, and I think fans showed that they were willing to give Jodie Whittaker a chance. Our episode is the most viewed episode in years. The Woman Who Fell to Earth. There's no denying that, right? So Doctor Who fans did give her a chance. And any Doctor Who fan out there that claims that we didn't are lying through their teeth. The ratings actually show it in the first episode. But you couldn't keep the audience after the first episode. It made up their mind very quickly. And it'll happen the same with Shooty. Fans will make up their mind very quickly. And then, it could be dead in the water before we get to the second week, which will be the third episode because they're dropping two on the same night. So by the second week, we watch Doctor Who. It's probably already dead and buried. Yeah, that's one thing I don't like. I'll agree with you there, Lee. I don't like this whole babes thing, but Arden's better than Fam and Tasman. I still have a couple of Jodie episodes I haven't watched. Again, as I said, I won't ever tell anybody not to watch the Whittaker era. It's not my place. I probably would have in the past, but it's not my place. The bottom line is, I'll just say this. If you enjoyed Jodie Whittaker's era, fair play to you. For me, I couldn't enjoy it. And I watched every single episode. And every single episode, and the people will tell you in the chat, every single episode, we were hoping this week is the week. And then when a new season dropped, okay, this is the season he gets it right. This season he gets it right. And you always know by the second or third episode that was going to be complete rubbish. That's the problem. Even when we did Flux, Lee was very complimentary when we watched Flux. But again, Lee will tell you after the second and third episode, Flux completely fell apart. Chibnall always started off pretty strong. There were still problems with India, but he started off pretty strong. But then he'd end up going limp after the second and third episode. Spyfall Part 1 was actually decent. It was the second part, again, and she has that running scene as well, which was ridiculous. Oh, we all had fun with that one. But again, Spyfall Part 1, if you judge it on its own, it wasn't bad. But second episode came along, it was game over. Game over. But that's what happens when you bring a hack in. Chris Chibnall was never the right man. And it looks like RTD is not the right man for Doctor Who either. Not now. Not in the state that the show is in. We needed fresh blood. And I mean completely fresh blood. We needed someone to come in that's never written for Doctor Who before, but understands the franchise, but could give us something new. Right? If RTD, and we suspected this anyway, because Lee was on this panel as well, where we spoke about it, if he was with Queen Charlotte, if he was going to rehash his old hits, but put a different spin on it, that wasn't going to fly with the fans. I think Jack was on that panel as well, if I'm correct in saying, because I think I remember Jack saying something similar. But if this is just him rehashing old glories, but putting a new diverse spin on it, well then he's going to fail. And he's going to fail spectacularly. But yeah, you're right, RT, Real Super Doctor. The issue that we have now is that it's too late now. If the show had been put on hiatus after the Whittaker era, right, I'd say it came back next year or the year after, right? Do I think that's enough time? Maybe not, but you'd have a better chance of succeeding, you would. Because there might be a little bit of hunger and curiosity for more Doctor Who. But but you'd be really, as I said, you'd really need a 5, 6, maybe 10 year break. What about that announced McGann spin off still happening? There's no news on that. But again, why you'd be concentrating on spin offs when the main show is in an awful state is beyond me. I waited 12 years for the show to get better. I'm simply getting too young for this crap. I've got a life to live. You mean too old for this crap? It's no secret that Variety has reported that Shooty was cast to play a gay doctor. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Well, it's not being officially confirmed. So Variety can talk out their arse all they want. Where has anybody said that Shooty Gatwa is playing a gay doctor? Seriously, where has someone actually from the show come out and said that Shooty's playing a gay doctor? This is people just jumping the gun because Neil Patrick Harris outed Shooty Gatwa and said he was gay. Because Shooty Gatwa hasn't actually officially, if I'm correct in saying, hasn't officially come out. So people are just jumping the gun because Neil Patrick Harris said, "Oh, there's a gay man playing the Doctor." So everybody automatically thought that the Doctor was going to be gay. Where did we see that during the Christmas special? I didn't see any hints that he was gay during the Christmas special. See, this is what happens in the fandom. And we've been doing it for a long time since the Whittaker era. And it's Chibs and these productions teams' fault anyway. Everybody just seems to be jumping the gun. Someone says something. No, that should so that means that he's playing a gay doctor. Doesn't mean that he's playing a gay doctor. He shouldn't play a gay doctor, by the way. I want to make that clear. The doctor is asexual, no matter what these little lunatics in the Rainbow Brigade say. Right? But you see, that's what they want. That's what matters to them. Right? It's not the storyline or what happened shoot his doctor during these adventures. No, it's whether he comes out as gay or, as Lee has said there, the slow word that I don't like saying, or non-binary or bisexual. That's what they care about. They don't care about the adventures of Millie and Shooty in the TARDIS. Right? So they've already come out with the stuff that, Millie's boyfriend in the show is gonna fall for the Doctor and all of this other rubbish. Right? Because that's what matters to them. Not the storyline or what's happening or the complexity of the plots. Right? They want all that stupid stuff. As I said, it's not sex education, Doctor Who. I don't know. I just think people are saying stuff that's not actually there because I haven't seen anything that indicates that Shooty's Doctor is going to be any of those things. Not to say that it won't happen. All I'm just saying is I haven't seen any indications of that so far. Right? But if it does happen, let me make it clear it shouldn't happen. Right? It shouldn't happen. But of course, I'll be called homophobic for saying that. I'm far from homophobic. The Doctor is not a gay character. Get over yourselves. Sex education. Exactly. It's not. It's none of those things. It's not. It's a sin in space. It's not queer as folk in space. Right? It's Doctor Who. Right? It's a sci fi show. If we want to be educated about sex education or biology or the climate, We'll watch documentaries based on those topics. Doctor Who should be entertaining the fans with science fiction stories. It's not even a hard fucking brief, RTD. You know? It's not hard. But I suppose if you're working under the dictators of Disney, well, sure, it is hard for them. And they do nowadays is hard. I mean, they can't even make money. They can't even make money anymore with their movies. Yeah, of course, those fans made them that way, Jack. You're absolutely right. But that doesn't necessarily mean that the showrunner is going to do what Chibs did. But at the same time, as I said, you know, at this stage, nothing would surprise me now, especially with Disney Plus in charge. Yeah, as Balstrick said, it's a madman in a box. Exactly. The ones that are banging on about making the Doctor gay are also the same people that bang on about asexuals being a valid sexuality. So why not just keep the Doctor asexual then? Because they want more. Because they're not happy with just that. They, you know as well as I do, that those fans, for some weird reason, have to see their traits in a Doctor now for them to warm to the character. You can't just warm to the character because he's a madman in a box that goes off on adventures and saves planets and people from destruction. No, as I said, the thing that gives them a hard on is the sexuality and who they're screwing. Right, that's it. Right, they don't care about complex storylines or anything like that. And even if there is a complex storyline, sure, the Doctor will just turn to the screen and explain the whole plot to those stupid fans because that's what they are. They're stupid. See, when you pander to the lowest common denominator of intelligence, then that's the type of show that you're gonna get, and that's exactly what Disney want to do. They want to go for the lowest denominator brain cell out there, right? This is why their franchises are flopping all over the place, but they don't really care apparently because they've got those people supporting their shows and talking about their shows, but not buying their merch, of course. But you know, exactly, Lee, exactly, exactly. You'd think they would celebrate the Doctor being an asexual icon, but they really don't care about asexuality at all. They really don't. I see what you did there. Uh, yeah, but you are talking about Tennant's Doctor there. That's not Shooty's Doctor. And I think you are all forgetting the old Lady Cassandra episode where swapped into the Doctor's body. I mean, David Tennant's Doctor did a bit of acting there, you know, bit campy. Nobody was giving out then. Look, as I said, if there's a bit of campiness to Shooty Gatwa's Doctor, no problem. No problem. But if it's overdone and it's too fucking camp, well, then you've missed the mark. There's a balance to everything. But these Muppets that are in charge don't understand the balance, or they refuse to get the balance right. They go one way or the other. Anyway, I could go on and rant and moan about this further, but I can actually feel the intelligence going out of my brain right now, continuing to speak about this because what I want to be talking about is complex storylines and fascinating villains and aliens that are coming along, but instead we're talking about the Doctor's sexuality because that's all people. And you notice as well, the same people that accuse us of focusing on all that shit, Well, we wouldn't be focusing on it if you guys weren't bringing it up every 10 fucking seconds, right? And anyway, 2 months now, 2 months away, and we'll have flags everywhere. We'll have companies pandering. And can you imagine what Doctor Who is going to be fucking like, guys? I'm fucking telling you, man, it's going to be bleeding awful. Awful, man. Right? Here, tell you how awful it is, right? You have them in the UK, I think. So you know that shop Spar under the tree at Spar. You know that shop, that grocery store. Well, we have one in Ireland, in Dublin, right? And I shit you not, I shit you not, right? If you're on X, Google this. Oh no, if you're on X, search this. I'm not. I shit you fucking not, right? Type in gay Spar. Right? We've got a gay Spar here. A gay Spar. Right? It's not even LGBTQ plus month. And we have a gay Spar. Now, I actually asked someone, so I says, where's the nearest straight Spar? Why we got a gay Spar? What's so special about it? What is even a gay Spar? It's a grocery store, folks. It's a grocery store. But that's how crazy we've gotten. And as I said, we're not even at June yet, right? And when you see the Doctor Who accounts and all these fans of the Doctor Who fandom, oh Jesus, we're really in for a good time now. And you know what? It's not even 1 month then. Then it'll go from June till the end of the fucking year. A bloody gaze, man. Anyway, Lee is here. So let's settle this fucking bullshit once and for all. So everybody's been asking me, where's Lee? Where's Lee? Right? And asking when he's coming back on. So he's there now in the chat. So let's dispel these rumors. Right? We're not fucking fighting. We've never been fucking fighting. Lee's been busy. Right? He's been busy working. He's been busy with his animation. He's been busy doing other stuff. And of course, he's only started back streaming and helping other YouTubers out as he does. But he will be back here, right? He's asked to even come on and talk about Doctor Who, so we'll organise that. But for everybody out there thinking we were fighting, we weren't. Lee has just been very busy, right? And so have I, in fairness. As you know, I have been busy myself. I've been out there protesting away and doing other stuff. You know that. So it's just been a busy period for us all. But I was talking to Lee. Lee is here now and he can back me up. I have been talking to Lee in DMs and I've been talking to Chris as well. Bolstrick gave us an update only recently as well, right? So we're keeping in touch, you know. And Lee did say that he wanted to come on and do a live stream. And when he's ready to come on, we'll bring him on. But we're not fighting. I don't know where that came from anyway. Because if me and Lee were fighting, everybody'd know about it anyway. Right? Because me and Lee are two very strong characters, right? We're not going to give each other an inch we were fighting. So everybody would fucking know about it. The whole fandom would know. Trust me. Fuck's sake. And Gobby is on 1,000 subs. So he says, hey, I got Gobby to 1,000 subs. Well, do you want to get me to another 1,000 fucking subs then? No, congratulations, PD. I know I know that, yeah, you've been, as I said, you've been busy. And you do a lot of promoting for me as well, and everybody else out there. So, yeah, credit where credit is due. Well done, man. And Chris is the same. Chris Persia, who's in the chat there as well. He'll always give me an old shout out as well and share me streams and remind people that I still exist. And no, Cinnamon's next on the list. You see that now? I get demoted now. I made all these people. I'm only messing. Now, what Gobby has done, I have to say this though, what Gabby has done is unique because I've never seen someone rebrand his channel so much and start from scratch, which he did, and to come back the way he's come back and to reach 1,000 subs as quick as he has is absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal. And it should be praised. And yeah, you're right. You've done a lot of hard work in promoting, so well fucking done. Yes, well done indeed. Well deserved, by the way, Gobster. Well deserved. And of course, Cinnamon, as you know, has started out on his journey. And he's putting out some great content, guys. So I'd check him out as well. You're already at 1K. I'm the Kennedy Space Center here. I only launched the damn channels. Anyway, he's right. Let's get Cinnamon to 1,000 subscribers. And John Jack Rabbit was in earlier on as well. And we get him up as well. There's some guys out there that have been putting out some great content. Go and check out all the guys' channels anyway. I'm back later on for the movie stream. Yes. There'll probably be only me. I don't know. Real Super Doctor is in here. Just let me know, mate John, in DM if you want to. You don't have to say it here publicly. But let me know if you're actually joining me tonight for the movie stream. And the movie on the member stream is City Slickers. So I haven't seen this movie in years, and it was Chris Perja's choice. So Chris will be definitely there in the chat. So why don't just keep Chris company, because he was there on his own last week, and there was me and John and myself and John were waffling away. John was actually during last week's stream was giving us a lot of trivia and stuff and talking interesting stuff, which was brilliant. So yeah, he will be joining us for City Slickers. It seems like so. Real Super Doctor will be me guest, and we will be doing City Slickers, and we'll have Chris Persia, as he always is for our movie streams. He'll be in the chat. So if you remember, don't leave Chris on his own. We start at 7 p.m. Right, so that's 2 hours from now, 2 hours and 10 minutes from now. Come and join us, and we'll be doing City Slickers. And I haven't seen the movie in years either, Real Super Doctor, so it's a good treat, I have to say, because I would never have picked it. I've got to be honest, I would never have picked it. But Chris there says, you know what, we haven't done this one now, why not do this one? And I have to agree. And he did a lovely thumbnail as well, folks. So I'll have the stream up after this stream. Lovely little thumbnail as well. Chris put together for us. He's been putting together some lovely little thumbnails for us when we have done the movie streams. And fair play to him for doing that. Absolutely fantastic, I have to say. But we can't wait. Oh yeah, and Christian from the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS is getting back up on his feet and has asked what the story is with our stream. So we're organising that again. So Christian will be coming back on to the channel as well. So as you can see, everybody is slowly but surely making their way back on the channel, folks. So there is no fighting, infighting going on or anything like that. Everybody has just been extremely busy, and you know what? I'm delighted that Lee is extremely busy because, you know, as we've made clear here, you know, he's done a lot of work for me here, and he's never asked for a fucking cent, never, and he's always looked after me. So it's great to see that there are others out there in the fandom that are utilising his talents, and he's getting paid for it, because if anybody deserves it, it's Lee. He's done some terrific work over the years. He's done trailers on my channel. He's done trailers for people that ended up trying to fucking rip him off. I'll say it out fucking straight, right? He fucking, yeah, and he never complains That's the thing about Lee. He never fucking complains either. He just fucking gets on with it. But in my opinion, listen, even lately, a couple of people start getting antsy with him in the nationalist movement. I was like, here, don't talk to him like that. That he's my friend, right? I don't give a fuck what opinion you have, right? He's my fucking friend, right? He has my back and I have his, right? But the bottom line is, as I said, I'm delighted that he's fucking busy because it means he's getting paid for his fucking talents, and rightly fucking so. And he's done trailers for me, as I said, for Daniel and many other YouTube channels out there, and never really gets the fucking credit that he should be fucking getting. And he did a song for a big YouTuber. You all know who I'm talking about. I won't mention the person's name, but I don't believe that Lee fully got the credit for that. Other shitty songs were elevated over his, and Lee really put some thought and effort into that fucking tune, right? And I was actually annoyed at him at the time. I said it to him. I kind of wish he never done it for him, because there were so many other deserts, but it just look, everything came together perfectly, and you couldn't do it. Do you know what I mean? But still, he never got the fucking credit I believe he deserved for it. Also, Noel Clark. I want to give him a mention because I haven't mentioned Noel Clark in a while on this channel. But it looks like that the papers that did a hit piece on Noel Clark tried to get the judge to stop the case from going forward. The judge threw it out. The case will go forward. So Noel Clark is going to have his day in court, and Noel Clark is going to officially clear his name, even though he is officially clear in the eyes of the law, right? He's going to officially clear his name. So I want to give a shout out to Noel, because if there's anybody out there that deserves to be back in the limelight and deserves to have their career back, it's that man, right? And there's other streaming platforms out there that have been robbing these fucking TV shows, by the way, and fucking putting them up, not even giving them fucking credit, right? So yeah, to all of you fucking feminist journalists that did that hit piece, your time is coming. You are going to face the consequences in the eyes of the law for coming out with falsehoods against an actor that was just trying to make his way in the business like everybody else, right? And I would even say there was a hint of racism towards Noel Clark, because you are all a bunch of fucking cockroaches, right? It's how I explained all the TDs and Dollard and cockroaches, right? That's all you fucking feminist journalists are. These are cockroaches. These have gone out these our way to destroy innocent men's lives, all for a fucking movement that should be absolutely fucking destroyed. What yous have done to young women and women in this world is in society, I should say, is absolutely disgraceful. Brainwashing them into thinking that they're not equal. We were getting places, right? Everybody, listen. They talk about a more just society. We had a more just society 10, 15 years ago than we do have today. So we've gone backwards. But Noel Clark will get his day. And you know what? I can't wait. I can't wait until it's proven that they're guilty of sin. And you know what? I can't. Do you know what, Noli? No, I know you're probably Noli is not like this, but I would settle all scores. That's what I would do, because you'd have every right to fucking do so, in my opinion. And for all you clowns out there in the Doctor Who fandom that call them all the horrible names, including Mr. Teabag, well, you want to be getting ready to delete all your fucking tweets, but it's all right. We've got all the screenshots of you accusing Noel Clark of all sorts of stuff, so it's grand. So when Noel Clark is actually found innocent, we're going to send the screenshots to Noel Clark. He'll give them to his lawyer then and sue all of you cockroaches in this fandom. Simple as that. And you know what? They say a revenge is a dish best served cold, or very, very slowly. And they will get their comeuppance for trying to destroy an innocent man's life. You're right. They're sensationalists peddling lies. Absolutely. I loved your streams with them. Yeah. I was actually, someone actually questioned me why I thought he was innocent. Um, and I just, well, I let loose. Of course, I said, well, the fact that the police says he's nothing to answer for, the fact that these women went to the Guardian newspaper instead of actually going to the police, and then the fact that was, well, they said he did this and she said he did that and that. It wasn't the actual people themselves. It was someone hearing a story that then went and told the stories to the paper. But it'd all be, but look, the reason why they tried to get her thrown out is because Noel's lawyers obviously want to see this evidence that they have, but they have no evidence. This is why they tried to get her thrown out. They've no evidence, so they're screwed. And you see all those journalists, by the way, that did the hit piece on him. Here's the ironic thing about it. They won Journalists of the Year the same fucking time that this all broke. They won Journalists of the Year. Now, when they're proven to be guilty, not only should you take their award away from them, but the Guardian newspaper better do the right thing and sack them. And then, in fairness, in my opinion, any journalist that writes a false story or writes a story based on hearsay and then it turns out to be false, well, in my opinion, in a democratic society, then that journalist should face jail time. You can't get away with telling lies about people and ruining their lives. Noel Clark doesn't even drink. And how we know that, and Lee will back me up on this because Lee was on the streams when we did them with him. He doesn't drink. He doesn't drink alcohol. He doesn't go near the stuff. The only time that I think he said something about champagne, but he'd just hold it. He wouldn't even drink it. He wasn't a drinker. The Guardian doing the right thing does not compute. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. You're spot on. But look, we'll keep an eye on that. Um, and hopefully justice prevails again. But again, this whole notion that we should believe all women automatically. I've always said that we were going down a steep fucking hill with that one. No, we shouldn't. But what we should do is we should listen, gather the evidence, and then if there's evidence to back up their story, then you name and shame the person that is being accused. You don't name and shame the person without any evidence to back you up. Because we've seen time and time again, and we've seen in recent history that some women will deliberately go out of their way to lie to bring someone down. And you all know who I'm on about, Amber Heard. She is the biggest disgrace to she's the biggest destructor of this whole Me Too movement. And I suppose, on one hand, what Amber Heard did has exposed the whole believe all women narrative is a load of bullshit and dangerous route to go down. But at the same time, she did ruin Johnny Depp's life. And he still, even though he's being found innocent, he still hasn't fully recovered and he never will. And he'll never have the career that he once had, all because a woman lied about him. I remember I have my own personal thing here in this Doctor Who fandom where a woman tried to accuse me of putting her head on porn images. And you all know, and the people that were on my side and gathered the evidence proved that it wasn't even me. Right? So-called friends of that woman trying to frame me, or she was doing it herself. Right? That's not what I do. You know me, right? I'm talking about pop culture, right? I don't need to use those tactics, and I never have used those tactics, right? I mean, to be threatened over a TV show because of the opinions I had, that's ludicrous. People have, I mean, that's absolutely bonkers that that happened. The fact that people threatened me dog, that's absolutely bonkers that happened. The fact that people kept coming out and saying that my wife deserved what happened to her all those years ago, right? That should never have happened. That's bonkers that that happened, right? The fact that I was sent pictures of beheadings and told this was what was going to happen to you, and then when the other stuff came out about, the pandemic, they were hoping that I would get that, right? They said, I hope you walk out your apartment and walk across the road and get a bang of a car. This is all the stuff that was being aimed at me the last 5, 6 years, right? Um, I, I, I don't know what that's in PD, Rich. I don't know what you mean there. Um, and I don't want to bring up other people that used to be on this channel because I don't want to start any shit. So I will just breeze past that comment there because I don't know what you mean. If you want to text me on Facebook, that's fine. I haven't got a clue there. Um, I'm on your side, said Mike. It's not about picking sides, mate. All I'm just saying is that people that have been with me on this journey know what kind of person I am. They've spoke to me a lot behind the scenes. They know where I stand, right? Uh, I'm an open book. See, that's the problem. I've been too much of an open book on here, right? But the people that know me know my positions and my opinions on all issues, right? I don't shy away from the fact that I tell them, right? I know their positions and their sides on things as well, right? Do we always agree on certain positions? Maybe not, right? But at the end of the day, we're not going to fall out over anything, right? Because we forged that relationship and that friendship the last 5, 6 fucking years, so it's rock solid, right? Even when there was people out there trying to turn Daniel against me, right, and others against me, Daniel never once turned his back on me or turned against me. Even when people were in his ear constantly telling him, you have to get away from Noel, you have to get away from it. He didn't. See, these people don't realize, the people that been talking shit about me over the last, I get told all of this. I just don't react anymore because he's not worth reacting to. The bottom line is that some of you were on a journey with me on here and he's decided just didn't want to be on that journey anymore. That's fine, fair enough. But if people want to shit talk me and say horrible things about me behind me back, well, be under no illusion it all gets back to me. I just don't react because he's not worth reacting to anymore. I've got I've got bigger fish to fry. And at the end of the day, some of these people wouldn't be even around if it wasn't for my channel. So, you know what I mean? The bottom line is, I know what I've done in this fandom. I know who's out there because of this channel and because of me. So, you know what I mean? I don't I don't need to put up with anybody's fucking rubbish anymore. I just ignore it. But as I said, because they're not worth responding to. Yeah, and remember, my wife ended up in hospital because of them. So, you know, this is what's not talked about. See, the BBC and Radio Times and all these digital spy want to call fans toxic on our side. But none of those journalists ever came to me and asked me what my experience was in the fandom and what I had to go through in the fandom. Because they're not interested because I have different opinions to them. Right? But none of these kids or these people in the fandom that have accused of being bullied or being harassed were never bullied and harassed. Right? I was bullied and harassed and sent death threats. All because I said Jodie Whittaker wasn't good enough to play the Doctor. I'll repeat that again. I got death threats and got bullied because I said Jodie Whittaker wasn't good enough to play the Doctor, and I believe that the Doctor should stay in male role. That's what I got me abuse for. Anyway, do what Chris said, please, if you don't mind, guys. Uh, you show your support by hitting that like button for me and sharing these streams where you can. Obviously, I'm not very popular in the Doctor Who fandom, and there's not many groups that will allow me streams up there. But if you do happen to be in one that will allow me streams, I'd appreciate you if you shared it. It does help us here with the algorithm. And also, if you could leave a comment in the comment section, which a lot of you have been doing as well, I really appreciate that. If you can continue to do that, that's absolutely fine. You're crap with computers, as you even admitted how you couldn't. Oh yeah, yeah, man. Photoshop could. I can't. Come here. You've all seen me try to Photoshop, right? It was fucking awful, right? It was fucking awful. I haven't got the forced technical fucking know-how when it comes to that shit. But it doesn't matter if I hadn't been for people like Lee to prove that it was actually other accounts. People would have believed that bullshit story, right? Remember as well, there was an account out there that had over 2,000 people following it that attacked me and others, but mostly me. They focused on me first because your man had a hard on for me originally because I was picking on his little best friend, Mr. Teabag. But we all seen how that guy turned out, didn't we? He wasn't a very nice bloke. Trying to chat up lesbians and be dirty talking them and all of this, right? But yeah, apparently I was the toxic one and I'm the villain in all of this. Anyway, do you know what though? I wouldn't, no matter what's happened, there are certain things I would change. Obviously, I wouldn't like all the stuff that happened to me friends and my wife and even me poor little dog to happen. But I'll say it again. I don't regret anything that I said over the last 5-6 years in relation to Whittaker and the Chris Chibnall, and I stand by it all. And if anybody thinks that I went a little bit overboard or whatever, yeah, I probably did. But who cares in the past? If you still hold a grudge against me because of stuff that happened in the past, and then that's on you. I've moved on like a lot of other people. We have people in here that weren't talking to me at one stage that are back in the chat, right? So if people are able to move on and just get on with it like I have and they have, well then if you choose to be still the same way about me, well then that's fine. That's fine. Bottom line is I was right about everything anyway. So I mean, it's not my fault that I was ahead of most of us. Don't be jealous. Nothing to be jealous of. All I did was give me opinion and predict the future and give all you guys fucking exclusive news before anybody else. Yous are here. Yous know exactly what I told you. Yous know even this Stephen Moffat stuff. I mean, fuck Mystic Meg. You don't fucking need Mystic Meg when you've got Knowles on. And you know what? It's about time I give me praise to myself. I never gave praise to myself. Right? I'm giving praise to myself now. Anyway, when I decide to pack it all in and stuff, my successor will be the perfect choice. Because I won't be closing down the channel. If I do decide to give it all up eventually, I'll be handing the channel over to someone else. So that's what I'll do. Because that'll be the That's what I do. To me, that feels right. That'd be the way to do it. So I'll give the channel to someone when I decide to step down. And if the politics of this country take over me life, then obviously that's what I'll do. I'll hand it to someone that I know that'll take care of the channel, will do right by it, and keep you guys entertained. But don't worry, I don't plan on leaving anytime soon. I don't actually plan on leaving at all, to be quite honest. I'll do this for as long as you all want me. You know what I mean? So I just want to make that clear. I don't want to scare anybody. I will do this for as long as you guys want me. And so far, we're on their 6th year now, isn't it? Nearly 7 years now. And I wouldn't change it for the world. So I wouldn't change it for the world. So I'm not going anywhere. I have no plans to go anywhere. But what I'm saying is, if circumstances change and I have to, then obviously then I'll let you know anyway. Don't be worrying. Don't even. Why did I even bring that up? I don't even know why. Stupid. Anyway, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. Anyway, what we 1 hour 7 minutes. We'll go for another few more minutes. I'm not in a rush yet. Actually, I better plug in my fucking computer, or we'll be ending the stream before I fucking want to. So hold on. Let me plug this in. Oh yeah, me fucking you know, my little light that I use for my streams. Yeah, it blew up. It blew up yesterday. You will actually see it if you watch me on X. I was streaming on X, minding my own business, doing my thing on X, and the whole light just went bang. Like I got a fright and all. I was like, "What happened here?" Bleeding. I thought I blew something up. Madness it was. Right, so let me see. I never give myself praise either. Well, you should. I know they say self praise is no praise, but sometimes, you know, you should. You have to give yourself a pat on the back sometimes. There's nothing wrong with that. Anyway, just to let you know, Teddy is doing better. I would say that he's probably back to himself now. But we have been keeping him very um we've been very cautious with him and careful with him, and he's not running around like a lunatic. But how you know Ted is actually on the mend is he's barking all the time. So he's back barking and all and giving out to me and his mammy as he always does. Um, but yeah, we have him all settled now, and we have things set up that he's got multiple places now in the apartment where if he wants to have a lie down after kind of walking around a bit, he's got plenty of places around the apartment now that he can sleep in. He just doesn't have his own little bed now. He has multiple beds now. We got a couple of things for him. Um, so yeah, he's doing well. The new food seems to be doing wonders for him as well. He's also changed his diet, and the new food now is catered and is tailored for him. So he's looking a lot healthier as well. So yeah, hopefully now he keeps on showing the improvements, and the dog food that we have him on. As I said, it's specialized now, and it's very good for his bones. And as you know, that's where he has the issue is with a bone in his back that he fractured. So we're hoping that the dog food that's tailored for him and it specializes in that will strengthen his bone. Now we won't have any more issues. Hopefully. I know this is off topic, but what is your opinion of George Lucas siding with Bob Iger? Right. Well, I've said this all along about George Lucas, right? And anybody that's been following me on this channel will tell you what my opinion of George Lucas is. My opinion of George Lucas is this, right? The wanker decided to sell Disney Star Wars, or the Star Wars to Disney, right? So the day that he signed that contract is the day that he sold out Star Wars fans. And the fact that Star Wars fans still massage his ego still to this day is baffling to me. So am I surprised that he sided with Bob Iger? No, they probably gave him another golden handshake and he has just walked away. George Lucas shouldn't be given the praise that he's given, and people shouldn't be actually saying poor George Lucas and his legacy. He decided to destroy his own legacy when he took the billions. It's as simple as that. So I have no sympathy for George Lucas, but I do have sympathy for Star Wars fans. But George Lucas, I don't really give a shit. He sold out a long time ago, and his prequel trilogy was shite anyway. And and in fairness, he'd actually, if it hadn't have been for other people that were there when the original trilogy was written, you probably wouldn't have got the standard of Star Wars that you got. George Lucas gets way too much credit actually for Star Wars when there are other people there that actually made that franchise. So you need, as I said, it's not up to me to tell Star Wars fans who to praise and who not to praise. But the bottom line is that George Lucas is actually overrated, and George Lucas has never really actually made a decent movie. Sorry, but that's the bottom line. He never really made a decent movie, right? He has to have other people there with him, right? He's a bit like Ridley Scott, right? Ridley Scott's movies worked back in the day because he had other people around him. You seen Ridley Scott re-enter the Alien franchise, right? And without any shackles, he decided he was taking over the whole thing, and look at the mess that we got, right? Some of these directors, and some of these people that we class as greats are not actually greats. It's the people that were around them that were great, that made them great. So George Lucas is a sellout. So the Star Wars fans need to wake up to the reality. He doesn't give two shits about you, right? He made his money off you, right? He's bought all these merch. He's a smart businessman. He made sure that, nobody wanted the merch. So he fucking made sure that he controlled the merch, and he made billions off it. And then Disney came along because George couldn't be fucking arsed to do something with Star Wars. So Disney said, here, I will offer you whatever, how many billion you want, or whatever it was. There you go. Sign on the dotted line there. There's your 30 pieces of silver. Now fuck off. So my opinion on George Lucas, as you can tell, is very strong. He's a sellout. 5 billion, half of it in Disney shares. There you go. I say he's fucking sick about the Disney share part of it. Jesus Christ. I say he hasn't made much money over the years. They probably gave him a golden handshake, man. Golden fucking check. Because he probably said, listen, you told me I was going to make such and such, and you haven't made me such and such. And they've probably given him a check to subsidize for the fact that he hasn't gotten what he was promised. But be under no illusion, George Lucas is a sellout, and Star Wars fans need to wake up to that fact, right? Because what I do believe, once they wake up to that fact, then they will see Disney Star Wars. Well, most of them do see Disney Star Wars for what it is, but I think everybody else will see that, George Lucas doesn't give two fucks. Never did and never will, right? He's made his money. He's retired now, isn't he? So he doesn't care, right? So all of these rumors about, he's supposed to be coming back helping Kathleen Kennedy, which we've seen being talked about on other channels, bullshit. He ain't coming anywhere near Star Wars, right? He sold it. End of story. And for those Star Wars fans that were actually calling for him to be brought in, I mean, he's have some nerve. The guy was offered billions, right? And he signed on the dotted line. He doesn't get input. End the fucking story. And it's probably the same situation with Doctor Who right now, right? They've bought up Doctor Who, right? And now they've basically told BBC and fucking RTD, well, you thought you were going to be able to do this, that, and the other. It's ours now, so shut the fuck. So there you go. That's what I think of George Lucas. Maybe that's why I won't get brought onto channels, because I am harsh. You got to be harsh with these people, right? I'm sick of people massaging his ego. He's a sellout, right? Just like BBC have sold out now. They sold Doctor Who to Disney. Sellout. Sellouts. Right? So don't bitch and moan when it goes bad. That's what I've realised. No point bitching and moaning if it goes bad. There's nothing to do. BBC are not in charge. Bad Wolf Studios are not in charge. Disney's in charge. And they're calling the fucking shots. Anyway, we leave it there because I do have to set up my other stream, which is member streams. As I said, myself, Chris Persia, and Real Super Doctor will be on the panel with me. So don't leave Chris on his own in the chat, folks. I know a lot of you watch after the fact because we do get views after the fact. But it'd be nice to see some of you in there live, interact with Chris and us on the panel while we're talking about City Slickers. So that's the movie tonight, City Slickers, and 7 o'clock, 7 p.m., an hour and a half from now. Going to set up that stream now, 7 p.m. Yeah, I want to be finished or be just be at the 9 o'clock mark, just before after 9 or whatever, because I've got stuff to do. So 7 p.m. tonight, City Slickers, and then tomorrow. Then obviously John has picked the movie, Chris has picked the movie, so I'm going to pick the movie this week, but I haven't decided yet. But I'm gonna kind of do what the lads did and maybe think outside the box and maybe watch a movie. Well, we will watch a movie that we definitely haven't watched before. So I have a few in mind, but I haven't decided or narrowed it down yet. So, but just go with me. Just go on the panel, Chris. I know, but he likes to sit down. He likes to sit down, have his popcorn, and put the movie on while he's listening. And sometimes he does. He's cooking. He does cook dinner as well. So yeah. But he does be there, and he's there every movie zone. He hasn't missed one, as far as I'm aware. He hasn't missed one. I think he did miss when Chris disappeared for a while. Obviously, I think it was during the pandemic time, wasn't it? And everybody was just a bit, and I think people were just more wanting to spend time with their families and all of this. But he's here. He's been here. He's been the most consistent person that showed up in the chat all the time. So anyway, join us for that at 7 p.m. an hour and a half from now. I'll be putting the link up for you guys that are members. You will obviously see it. If you're not a member, you can join for as little as €2 a month. If not, all you have to wait is, well, it's the 21st of March. But in April, I'll be giving away 10 more memberships. So if you can wait till then wait. If you can't wait, then as I said, you can go in and get yourself a membership there. And we'll be doing a membership stream tomorrow as well, where I'll be joined with Brendan from the Sensphere and also Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And we will be talking about the Stephen Moffat stuff and all of the fallout of that. And as I said, we'll have another afternoon stream as well. I'll start cooking dinner after this. Listen, mate, you don't have to start cooking. Listen, if you're cooking dinner while you're watching, it's all good, man. You're always here anyway. Chris is just actually gifted 5 memberships right there. I mean, you're an absolute legend. Let's see. I have to check my phone for this now to see who's being given memberships. But thank you, Chris. You're an absolute legend again. Like, man, I think that's 25, nearly 20 odd fucking membership streams you've given away. And remember, he pays for these membership streams, folks. So thank Chris there. Whoever's gotten a membership there, I will call you out. Maybe some of you. See, this is the thing. It's random, unfortunately. So there may be people that have gotten a membership that don't even actually come into the chat. Well, let's see. I'll call you out anyway. If you are there, say hello. And if you're there also, don't forget to thank him. So, Kip Ellis was gifted a membership. Ben Casey was gifted a membership. Joshua Espinoza was gifted a membership. Cinnamon Toast Crunch was gifted a membership. Ali B was gifted a membership, and Garbage was also gifted a membership. So Garbage, well done, Garbage, and well done, Cinnamon Toast. And we haven't seen Kip in a while, but Kip was following the channel. I think, well, obviously he still is, or he wouldn't have been gifted the membership. But well done to you as well, Kip. Um, Ben Casey and Joshua Espinoza and Ali B. I don't think we've seen them in the chat um, at all. So well done to you guys. But there you go. As I said, it is at random, but it's at least some of you there that we know that are here every fucking night. Got some memberships, and of course, I'll be giving 10 away, which YouTube provide me, by the way. And I'll be gifting them next month when they come up. So yeah, join us for um the movie zone, and as I said, we will have the Tartar Zone Talks episode 6 now, I think it is, or 5. It's our 5th or 6th week now, and it'll be myself, Cinnamon Toast, and Brendan from the Sense Fear. So there you go. So well done, guys. And hopefully I'll see some of you that were gifted there by Chris in the chat tonight. And again, Chris, thank you, buddy. You're an absolute legend. And thanks for that wonderful gift. Really nice of you to do that. Anyway, we will leave it there for now. And I will join the rest of you that are members, hopefully, later on in an hour and a half, where we will be doing City Slickers. So come and join me for that. I'm really looking forward to it. I haven't, like Real Super Doctor there, we've both said it. We haven't seen this movie in years. So I'm actually looking forward to it, I've got to say. So it'll be good. It'll be good. It'll be good. We'll have a laugh anyway, because, as I said, I haven't seen this in years. I forget. I do know what the story is about, but I actually forget what's happened in this movie. So it'll be like watching the movie for the first time again. I think I only ever seen this once when it was on release, and then I did watch the second one, City Slickers Part 2, The Legend of whatever it was. Yeah, I could never think of the name, but Corley, something, I don't know, fucking whatever. But I've seen them. It's just been so long, so this is like watching a brand new movie for me again. So I can't wait. I can't wait. So thank you, Corley's Gold. That's the one. Thank you, PD, saving me there. Saving me there. Corley's Gold, yeah. So I remember that. Anyway, let me see. Just want to go back to the chat, make sure I'm not forgetting anybody before I go. Corley's Gold, Chris. I meant thank you for the generosity to others. You are a legend. So I agree with you there, Garbage. He is. Chris, look, Chris has been here. And when Chris became a mod, I've never, like PD, the two of them are probably the two most hard-working people on YouTube, believe it or not. Because not only do they mod on my channel, they mod on other people's channels as well. I mean, Chris mods on multiple channels, and so does PD. I mean, the dedication and, giving up their free time or giving up their time, I should say, to support others, can't be underestimated, these lads have kept this chat safe for everybody over the years. We've had a lot of trolls here over the years, and these lads have done their job and kept everybody safe. So, I trust these guys 100%. They have my back, and of course, they know if they ever need me, I'm here, and that's the way we've all done it. And we're more than just a community. We're a group of friends and people that actually care about what happens to each other. And that's the difference here. And that's what I like. We've built up that, right, of years of getting to know each other and all. Like there are genuine friendships in this chat, like. Do you know what I mean? That's lovely. That's a beautiful thing. So if there's one positive to come from this channel is exactly that. It's the fact that I've met a lot of people around the world just like yous have, and we've all formed friendships. And that's beautiful. Anyway, I will leave it there, folks. Have a good evening. I'll see you at 7 o'clock for City Slickers. Until then, good night. For the rest of you, enjoy our evening. And I'll see you tomorrow, Friday afternoon, obviously, for the stream for everybody on the channel. And then we'll have our membership stream then with the lads, Brendan and Cinnamon. And I'll see you for them. Have a good one, folks. Look after yourselves. And I shall talk to you for the next one.